equations with one variable. Means something like x. So remember, our goal is to isolate x all the time. So here, let's go over a basic one just to make sure we are on the same page. So we have x minus 9 equals 5. In order to isolate x here, I have to get rid of this negative 9 here, right? In order to do that, it's negative 9, so I'm going to add a 9 to the both sides. I had to add this 9 to the left side in order to get rid of that negative 9. But since I have an equal sign here, whatever I'm doing to the left side, I have to do the same thing to the right side. So this will cancel out my 9's. So I have x equals 5 plus 9. And what is 5 plus 9? It's 14. So remember to check your solution with putting 14 in the actual equation and check for it. And here it matches. So here, let's go over one more complicated. So this one. Remember, my goal is to isolate x. But here I have x to the left side and also x to the right side. So what I'm going to do is move all the x's to one side and all the numbers to the other side. I'm going to choose to have all the x's to the left side. In order to do that, this 2x is good. So I have to move that negative 3x to the left side. So in order to do that, I have to add a 3x here to get rid of that 3x to the right side, and then do the same thing to the left side. So now I have 2x plus 3x plus 5 equals negative 3x plus 3x minus 2. So I can get rid of those two. So here I have 5x plus 5 equals negative 2. So now, in order to isolate x, this 5 is bothering me. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract a 5 from both sides since it was positive. So now I'm going to add a negative 5. So this will cancel each other out. So 5x equals negative 2, negative 5. So 5x equals negative 7. Now, notice that this 5 is being multiplied by x. So in order to get rid of that, I'm going to divide both sides by a 5. So this will cancel each other out. So x is negative 7 over 5. Then I'm going to check to see if I can simplify this even more, but this is not going to simplify more. So that's it for this one. Okay, so let's go over the steps, generally speaking. So first one is simplify the expressions on each side of the equal sign by doing any distribution or combining like terms that needs to be done. Second one is get the x's or variable, for example t, on one side and the numbers on the other. 3. Isolate the x or variable most of the time by just dividing by the number attached to it. So I'm going to let you guys go over this and try to do it. So I'm going to assume that you already went over it, so let's do it together. So for this one, I would rather first simplify. So remember, notice how you have negative 5x here and negative x there. So I'm going to combine them. To do that, I'm going to write them next to each other. So negative 5x, negative x, and then plus 2 equals 2x minus 5. So here I can combine these two. Negative 5x minus x is going to be negative 6x. plus 2 equals 2x minus 5. So with that being said, now I'm going to have all the x's to the left side and everything else to the right side. To have all the x's to the left side, I have to bring this 2x to the left side. So I'm going to do minus 2x for both sides. So it's going to be negative 6x minus 2x plus 2 equals, these will cancel each other out, so I just have negative 5 left. So, negative 6x minus 2x is negative 8x plus 2 equals negative 5. So now I want to have all the numbers to the right side. So I have to get rid of this positive 2, so I'm going to do negative 2 for both sides. This will cancel that out. So I have negative 8x, negative 8x equals negative 5, negative 2. Simplify it even more. Negative 8x is negative 7. So now here, this 8 is attached to this x. So I'm going to divide both sides by a negative 8. This will cancel each other out, and I have x equals, negative to a negative is just positive, so I just have 7x. That is all good. So now let's do one more complicated one. This one involves distributing. So let's go over this. This first one, there is nothing complicated about that, so I'm going to just write whatever is inside the parentheses. But this one, this 2, we have to distribute this negative 2 to x and 2. So in order to do that, I have to do this. So negative 2 times x is just negative 2x. And negative 2 times 2 is negative 4 equals. So same thing for this one. 2 times x and 2 times 1. 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times 1 is 2. Positive 2. So be careful with this negative sign right there. So this one I'm going to write it without the parentheses. Okay, so here, I want to simplify it even more. There is nothing to simplify on the right side, but in the left side, I'm going to combine the like terms. So here, notice how this 5x and negative 2x are like terms, and negative 1 and negative 4 are just numbers, so they are like terms too. So I'm going to write these next to each other, so 5x minus 2x, and then negative 1 and negative 4 next to each other. Negative 1, negative 4. Okay. So now 5x minus 2x is 3x. Minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5 equals 2x plus 2. So here, now I want to have x's in one side and numbers to the other side. In order to do that, I'm going to keep my x's to the left side. So I have 3x here, and I need to move this 2x to the left side. So I'm going to do, since it's positive right there, so I'm going to do negative 2x for this side and negative 2x for the other side. So this will cancel each other out. So I have 3x minus 2x minus 5 equals just 2. So I have just an x, right? 3 minus 2 is 1. Just an x minus 5 equals 2. So now the only other thing that's bothering me is this negative 5. How I'm going to get rid of that is just, since it's negative 5, I'm going to add a 5 to both sides. So that's going to give me x equals 2 plus 5, 7. So why don't you guys go ahead and try this? So I assume you give it a try before, so now I'm going to do this with you. So for the first parenthesis, notice that this negative is actually a negative 1 here, right? So I'm going to distribute this negative 1 to both of them. So it's going to be negative y minus 1 times 7, negative 7. Here, I can just get rid of parentheses because there is nothing right there. So 3y plus 1 equals. For the negative 2, again, I have to distribute this negative 2 to y plus 1. So negative 2y, negative 2. So again, combining like terms. So this negative y and this 3y are the same, and this negative 7 and 1 are the same. In the right side, there is nothing to combine. So I'm going to write negative y plus 3y, and then negative 7 plus 1. Right side stays the same. So negative 1 plus 3 is going to be 4y, oh sorry, it's going to be 2y, and then negative 7 plus 1 is just negative 6, equals negative 2y minus 2. So here, I want to bring all the y's to one side and all the numbers to the other side in order to isolate y. So I have this negative 2y to the right side. In order to bring it to the left side, I'm going to add 2y to both sides. This will cancel that out. So now I have 2y plus 2y minus the 6, negative 2. 4y minus 6, negative 2. So now I have to get rid of this negative 6, so I'm going to add positive 6 to both sides. So now I have 4y, right, equals 4. So here, in order to get rid of this 4 that is attached to this y, I have to divide both sides by 4. So I'm going to get y equals 4 over 4, which is just 1. So y equals